How may I serve you, Lord Captain? Your appearance is unique. You're a voidborn, are you not? My appearance comes from my heritage, generation after generation, people who spend their entire lives in the depths of this void. Neither we nor our ancestors have left our home, but at the same can be said about many denizens. We are used to the silence and there are thousands of us, but we dwell far more compared to the void. Tell me about the lives of the voidborn and my crew. To us, the groans, creaks, and murmurs of the ship sound the way, and the murmurs of the ship sound the way bubbling brooks. And so, I cannot read all this kind of thing. So do others on the ship treat you? We look, speak, and move differently from the inhabitants of the planetary worlds. Our way of life, traditions, and quirks frighten these people, just like the darkness of the cosmos. Many believe us to be the bringers of ill fortune, and alas, it is the voidborn who get the blame for terrible warp phenomena during the longer voyages. Several years ago, an unfortunately warp jump caused all the food on board to spoil. 15 days later, a hungry and furious crew nearly massacred everyone in the lower decks, blaming us for the misfortune, hoping to restore the ladders with our flesh. I would have been killed during the mutiny had the dear Atlas not shown up in the right place at the right time. She came to my rescue, and the scoundrel's fear of her was even greater than their fear of the voidborn. Looks like you're close friends with Dira. The voidborn seldom make friends, especially among the captains and entourage, but you see, many consider Dira to be different. I'm different too. I've spent plenty of time in each other's company, discussing regicide over a glass of Amasak. But it did change after one incident, and we started to drift apart. The death of Captain Theodora made her withdraw even more. I don't know if he didn't consider me a friend now, but we used to be very, very close. It is good. I can still look at after her in my own way. I see. Let's do this. Let's connect the Void's vessel channel. I wish to bolster my crew's morale. It is done, Lord Captain. That'll be all for now.
Lord Captain? A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Outline the situation of Koronus Expanse for me. What do I need to know and keep in mind?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words, The Koronus Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Koronus Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Koronus Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
What are the main players I need to be aware in the Koronus Expanse?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Koronus Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them. If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbalaka Mission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Koronus Expanse.
Conrad Harper is Master of Whispers. What can you tell me about his betrayal? What do you think he'll do next?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Velatius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
That's all for now.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
I'd like to know more about you, Sensor.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Tell me about yourself. What were you before you became Theodora Seneschal?
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No. Used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling. The essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the Expanse.
Leaving the Imperial Navy is far from easy. Why were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. The Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue. The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing, or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
I see. You have a family?
I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Of course.
Must take my leave until next time.
Lord Captain.
Oh. Lord Captain Astropathing Chair Master Zachary Weiss is asking to speak to your private channel. It is your lordship. I can report that the chair is listening tirelessly to the material in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty's wars. However, I've heard something horrifying instead. Amid the materials to me. No. Okay. I don't think we have been introduced. Indeed not. Yeah, it's the Chair Master train cycle. We're going to pay a visit to that station. Thank you. Okay. Okay, will not invade. Okay, let's start this. Forgot to talk to them at the bridge, but that's okay. I think actually
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess! What was the old